So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday Morning Yoga. This is a practice that is delicious for all levels. No matter what you showed up with in your body this morning, this practice will allow you to do what you need to do. We will stay a little bit more on the contemplative and gentle side this morning, but I'll also give options anytime for you to kind of take it up a notch. So I've been doing a lot of leading teacher training on Zoom, and so I want to kind of play teacher for a minute here. And I'm going to share this, I'm going to share my whiteboard with you as we introduce the theme for this class. So hopefully you can all see this. The word illness and the word wellness. If we just take the first part of each word, illness, I, my little pointer, and wellness, we. So what do you see there? When we are alone and separate and focused on I and me, that leads to separation and illness. And when we see the world through the lenses of we, wellness can happen. We can look at this individually and we can look at this globally. I want you to know that the theme for this class today is for me. We always teach what we need to learn. And so I appreciate those of you who are more enlightened than me and farther down the path that have this message already ingrained in your being. I appreciate you being here and practicing with me and helping me to learn the value of we. I've been in some conversations lately that have centered around me and mine and what I want and what I need and what I believe and what I fear. And there's illness there. And I find that when I look at this screen and I see people of different gender and different age category and different sexual orientation and different race, people who live in different places, I see we, right? You see we, this is us practicing here together. And I know right now, just seeing the people on the screen, we disagree about some things. But here we are. And I'd like to practice with that today. We, us. So in this comfortable seat, will you just root your hips down, like wiggle around a little bit and see if you can just feel earth beneath you. And we'll start with a little bit of vigorous movement just to get our own attention, just to get our body and our mind connected. So we're going to reach the arms up overhead and take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, make two fists and pull down to your sides with a big loud exhale. And I want you to sniff in before you pull down. So go a little bit faster. You might even make the sound ha, 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 ha. Let's do 3 more. And then lift your arms up high, reach, hold your breath. And then on the exhale, just let your arms slowly roll down by your sides and just pause for a moment and notice a little more body awareness. And you can rest your hands on your legs. We're going to lift our shoulders up by our ears and squeeze super tight, like make 2 tight little fists right there. Inhale, exhale, drop. Almost like a sigh of relief. Inhale, like the weight of the world dropping off our shoulders. We're going to do a few of those. Just let that sound like, oh my goodness, I'm letting it go. Let's go a little faster. 3 more. And then lift up and hold your breath. And with a slow exhale, let them melt down this time, like your shoulder blades are rolling down your back. Let's do shoulder rolls. Pull your shoulders up, back, and down. And just see if there's a little more heat there. Maybe you notice a little more warmth in your upper back. Your body and mind coming together here. And then we'll reach the arms up overhead, this time interlacing the fingers. Let's press the palms up toward the sky and really put some space between where your palms are and where your hips are. Feeling those two opposites and the space in between. Breathe deeper, lift higher. And once again on the exhale, let those arms float down to your sides. Take your left hand across to your right knee and let's take a little spinal twist here. Breathing in deeply and maybe just continuing to breathe out with a sigh. Breathing in to sit a little taller and just out with a sigh. We'll keep that hand where it is. Let's bring the other arm around to cross the arms in front of us, grabbing both knees, and then let your knees come up a little bit. Pull your body back. Chin comes to chest, and we're breathing between the shoulders. Just noticing this experience of right now, breath and body. As we come back to center, we'll leave our right hand where it is. Peel the left arm behind you to find the twist. And again, we'll inhale, lift, and exhale with a sigh. Let that exhale be long and intentional. Let's come around again. This time we'll cross that arm over both knees with our hands, knees a little higher, and then just again pull yourself back into a rounded back, chin to chest, shoulder blades peeling open. Just finding stillness here for a few breaths and noticing whatever is here to be noticed. Coming forward, we'll bring the hands behind us now and let's find a little lift in the chest. So fingertips planted to the floor, chest lifted, chin lifted. And give a little extra squeeze back there, shoulder blades pulling together, heart softening, breath deeper. And just honoring whatever comes up here. Maybe it's eagerness to get going, or maybe it's just even contentment. What's here right now? Sitting tall again, reach your hands straight out in front of you. I'm going to do another one of those vigorous movements. So you're going to turn your palms up and then like you're grabbing something with your hands, pull your hands towards you. So inhale, reach, exhale, pull. Generating some heat. So as fast as you can, really squeezing the muscles of your back. Make some noise with your mouth. 3 more. And then hold those arms out. Press your palms forward and up once again. Allow yourself to breathe here. Side bodies. Notice what got created with that movement. Turn the palms down, release the left hand to the floor, stretch your right arm up and over, and reach as far up over as you can. Sitting bones plugged into the floor, fingers light and loose. Exhale. Switch sides. Drop the right, lift the left. Press your hips into the earth and open the side of your body. Let's release that hand around. We'll come to a tabletop position, all fours. And just do any kind of movement here that feels good to you. It could just be a simple cat-cow, but maybe a little wiggling today, a little shifting the body, side to side, front to back. And then widen your knees, take your toes closer together and begin to shift your hips back over your heels. You can place your head on a block, on your hands, or all the way down on the floor. If this is hard for your knees, you can keep your hips lifted, but I'd like you to find a place here where you can settle. Might be a little movement at first to find that resting place. And we're going to be in this shape for several breaths. My invitation to you is to find an edge. Just be in this shape in your body with your breath. And notice where there is an edge. An edge means there's not too much, not too little. It's not sharp pain anywhere, but maybe it's interesting. It feels sensation somewhere in your body. Where is that? And as you move a little closer to that edge, kind of engage with the edge. Be there in your body. Eventually, we try to embrace the edge. Move in to this edge and just see what's here to be noticed, to be felt, to be experienced. Take one more deep breath here, and on your exhale, just let a sigh leave your whole body. Tucking your toes under, begin to lift your hips up toward the sky. Come into an upside down V shape. And just start to pedal your heels here. Again, just finding some movement. Any kind of movement that feels like you're moving in, settling in. Maybe you're bending your knees or lifting your heels. Maybe you're leaning forward and back some. When you're ready, just come into stillness in this shape of your body. Deepen your breath. And with your eyes closed, just begin to look for an edge. Where in your body do you feel some kind of an edge, some interesting place to give your attention? When you find that edge, can you engage? Can you move in and be with that edge? A deeper breath can help you move even closer to your edge. And eventually we embrace even the difficult or unfamiliar. We can embrace this edge. We can be here. Let yourself exhale long and slow. And slowly begin to walk your feet up to meet your hands, where we'll pause with bent knees in a forward bend. And you can bend and straighten. And again, let's just explore with some gentle movement here. This first look at a forward bend. And then we'll press our hands to our shins, lengthen through the crown of the head. Arms reaching back behind us, and then let's sweep the arms all the way up into a little bit of a back bend. And we'll do some more vigorous movement. So we're going to exhale, flying the arms behind us. Inhale to lift. It's like you're a skier pushing off. And let yourself really audibly exhale. Building heat. And if you want, just make some noise. Three more. And then inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Pause here. Slowly float your arms down to your sides and just pause here in mountain again. Noticing what got created here. Do you notice any tingling anywhere in your body, your fingers, your face, toes? What's here to be noticed? Let's reach the arms high. And we'll interlace our fingers. Coming up as tall as you can, we'll find another edge. So begin to move to one side. And see if you can stop right when you feel that very, very first edge of sensation. Like you're just knocking on the door. Breathe deeper there. And then see if you're getting a green light. Just see if that door opens and maybe you can go a little farther. Maybe there's more places to explore here as you hold this pose and engage with your edge. Where is that edge? And sometimes it's mental, thought. And sometimes it's emotional. And sometimes it's physical. Can you be with, embrace what you find here? Right here, right now. And then reach your arms up, slowly lower your arms down to your sides and pause again with eyes closed. Feeling left side and right side. What do you notice about the two sides of your body? When you're ready, we'll reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, press into the earth with your feet, lift tall, and begin to explore that first edge on the second side. Like you've just shown up at a dinner party, you're just knocking on the door. And then the host opens the door. Are you invited to step inside? What's here? What's here? You might close your eyes and just explore this edge. And can you even embrace, be with what's here? And just noticing if there's ever any sharp pain, we've gone over the edge. We went too far. Let's reach the arms up again. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, let your arms lower down to your sides. And pause there. Notice again, right and left. Full body breathing here and now. Nowhere to go, nothing to fix or change, just here. Just us here. Let's reach the arms high. And on an exhale, fold forward over your legs and come down again into this forward bend. And this time we'll look for something a little deeper. Bend your knees and find the backs of your calves, ankles, or heels with your hands. And then just let your belly rest on the top of your legs. Head dangles down. You might just shake out your neck. And then we'll bend our elbows and give a little pull, pulling ourselves down. And let's start to find edge here. We can find that just straightening the legs as much as possible without sharp pain. Each exhale is a sigh, release. And then just an invitation to notice what's here, what's showing up here. Are you invited to straighten the legs more, to tug a little more with your hands? Are you being called to soften something, step back a bit? Deep breaths. And placing our hands on the mat. Again, we'll slowly step our feet back. We'll shift forward into a plank position and then just take your time lowering all the way down onto your belly. And this would be a good place to throw in some push-ups or a few vinyasa if you enjoy that in your practice. And when you get to the floor, we're just going to rest here for a moment. You can place one cheek on the floor, turn a head sideways, and we'll just give our body weight to the earth for a moment. You can just imagine that you're outside on a warm summer day. You just got out of the pool and you're laying on that warm concrete. Just let your body rest here. And then bring your hands to the sides of your shoulders, the outside of your rib cage. And we're just going to lift the head a couple of inches off the ground and begin to rise up here into another kind of an edge. So using the strength of your back and maybe gentle pressure in your hands, I'd like you to find a place where you can hold this spine extension and breathe and feel. So we can wiggle around a little bit till we find the edge, explore. And we can come to a place of kind of engaging with the edge, being here, being with this. The breath might create a gentle wave-like sensation as your belly pushes into the floor. Your body lifts and lowers. With eyes closed, what do you see inside of this posture, this moment? What's here to be seen and felt? Maybe it's annoyance. Maybe you don't love this posture. And so that's here to be noticed. Can you be with annoyance? Can you be with boredom or a desire to be somewhere else? Can you just be with that? Breathing and noticing. Let's take another deep breath here. Lift a tiny bit higher. And as you exhale, let the opposite cheek come down to the ground. You can rest on hands and just wiggle out your hips. And take a few more of those restful, deep breaths. The exhale is a sigh of relief. And then placing hands by the shoulders once again, let's come up to a tabletop position. Another invitation for a little bit of movement now, just kind of resetting the spine, and another place for push-ups or vinyasa if your body wants to build a little heat and fire. This would be a good time for that. Or you can just stay here on your knees and explore movement through your shoulders and hips. And we'll meet together in this upside down V shape again, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, raise your right leg up in the air and slowly draw that knee toward your right wrist, setting that knee down on the ground. Let the left leg come back, settling into a pigeon pose. And if this hurts your knees, just come to a seat and cross your top leg into this figure 4. That's a little more knee friendly. And then take some time here, again, to explore an edge. It's probably somewhere in your right hip, glute, thigh area. You can stay lifted, or you can begin to lower yourself down, resting your head on something or your hands. And when you get there, settle. Exhale. And explore this edge. Explore what's here to be witnessed and felt. Nothing to do here but observe breath, body, being with whatever is here to entertain you. What comes up? What shows up? There's no right or wrong way to be here. Just be here. Just be here exactly as you are, right here. Exhales are slower now and longer. And then just start a little bit of movement around your hip. It could be kind of a rocking side to side, shifting on a little diagonal. Gently begin to raise your torso. You can keep that movement going. It's almost like a massage deep in the hips. Come up to your hands. And then let's pause here in this lifted position to feel a stretch across the front of the back leg, back hip, a little more of a back bend. And deep breath. And coming back down, we'll tuck the toes. Let's slowly lift that front leg and give it a shake, some movement. And this is another time you might want to take a vinyasa, or if you're Bill, throw in some push-ups in between things. When you're ready, friends, left leg comes high, and slowly draw that left knee to the left wrist. Dropping your back knee. And the way to deepen this is to tuck your back toes and scoot your knee backwards. It's going to give you a little more sensation if you need that. And then choosing upright or down low. When you found your place, close your eyes and breathe here. Breathe here. This place with the yoga mat beneath you. This moment on an ordinary Monday. Breathe here. This precious breath. And this precious breath. And this one. Be here. And then just notice anything that comes up to be noticed. It could be a physical sensation that you found at this edge. It could be emotions or thoughts running through. What's here? Deepen the breath. Soften what you can soften. And begin just that smallest movement around the hip, side to side, corner to corner. Gently rising. Keep that movement going like a massage in your hip from the inside out. We'll gradually lift up to an upright position where you can feel a stretch across your hip flexor, maybe even into the belly as the shoulders lift up and back. Exaggerate the breath now in the front of you. Releasing the hands, let's tuck the toes and slowly come up to shake the left leg out. Give it some good movement, blood flow. And one more opportunity for vinyasa or push-ups or just plank pose if you want a little strength work here. And as soon as you've completed that, we'll just drop our knees and bring ourselves around to a seat. And if your hamstrings are tight or your back is sore, you might sit on something here. You can always roll a blanket or block underneath you. Sitting in Dandasana, staff pose, let's take our arms high, reach up high. Look up at your hands, lift higher and higher and higher. And then keep all of that height while you drop the left arm. And then we'll start this side bend here once again. A little more maybe warmth and space now. Press your right sitting bone into the ground as that right arm reaches farther. And come back up in the center. Both arms reach high, high, and then drop your right, reach your left. Same thing. Plug in that left sitting bone, side body long with breath. And let's come back to center. Both arms nice and high. Sitting right on your sitting bones, start to lift forward with your chest. Reach towards your legs, your feet. Reach forward as far as you can, and then just set your hands wherever they fall. And slowly begin to round over the top of your legs. Chin to chest. Head can be heavy. Again, you can be sitting on something here, or you're welcome to bend your knees and put a pillow or something under your knees to lessen the tug on the hamstrings. Start to breathe into the back of your body. And as you exhale, feel just a little sinking sensation. Notice any edge that you find here. Let that pull your attention toward it. Where is an edge? Explore that edge with your breath. And when you find that edge, just start to establish, like stay with it. Even engage, become in relationship with this edge. Maybe even embrace. Just invite your mind to be here. When it wanders, just notice mind wandered and bring it back. Bring it back to breath, body, here and now. What's here to be noticed, felt? And we'll start to press back to that straight spine, coming back up to seated. And then let's go ahead and lower down onto our backs. Once you get down on your back, just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze there. Massage the muscles of your back on the floor. And here's another place for creativity. If you'd like to hold one knee in each hand and just gently move the knees in and out, front and back, side to side. You're welcome to continue this or maybe even move into happy baby. Exploration of body and breath. Body and breath. What's here to be noticed? If you enjoy inversion, legs come up in the air, wiggle your toes, circle your ankles. Be upside down for a minute. The fountain of youth. Go ahead and release your feet back to the earth, planting your feet flat on the mat and lift your hips up into a bridge pose. You can walk your arms underneath you if you like, just interlacing hands or pressing hands to hips or low back. Deliberately pressing down with both feet, and especially your big toes, the big toe mound, firm on the earth. Allow your hips a little more elevation and opening. Inhale to just draw your rib cage up a little higher, and then just fill with breath as much as you possibly can. Let the exhale drive you even higher. Let the exhale lift you even higher. Space, expansion. What do you notice here? What's here for you to notice? Slowly release your hips down to the ground. Rest for a moment there in neutral spine. And then just slowly open your arms out to your sides in a T shape, palms to the ceiling or sky. And let's just start by windshield wiping the knees back and forth. You can take your feet really wide and just let your knees follow each other like windshield wipers. And you can just let your knees drop to the left and pause there. This could be the entry point for our twist. You could stay right here. If you prefer stacking your knees on top of each other or crossing the top leg, those are great options, and you can just settle in to your twist, exploring an edge here. Where do you feel and sense some kind of edge, a soft edge? What holds your attention here? Deep breaths. Body resting here. Gently come back to the center. Pause for a moment, a breath, and then begin to drop your knees to the other side, choosing the twist that invites you. And we ask our mind to come down here into our body and pay attention. That's how we keep it quiet and peaceful, as we just ask it to pay attention to one thing. And that thing right now is just some soft edge somewhere in this experience. Coming to embrace this edge, to dance with this edge. Let's take one more very deep inhale here and a sigh softly as you exhale, beginning to draw your knees back to the center. And in the most tender way, just let your legs begin to extend out onto the mat. Your arms can stay wide or come closer to your body, moving into a couple of minutes of rest. Rest. When the mind wanders, just notice a mind wandering and invite it back here. Invite your mind to join your body here in this beautiful and peaceful stillness that you've found. Invite your mind to observe, to witness this beautiful miracle called body resting here. As you're resting, I'll read to you a story from Tuesdays with Morrie. Sadly, humans tend to see themselves as separate. The world is black or white. I am a winner or a loser. People struggle to realize they are whole and intertwined. They are not solitary souls, or even an assemblage. I offer the wisdom of the wave story. I heard a nice little story the other day, Morrie says. He closes his eyes for a moment and I wait. Okay, the story is about a little wave bobbling along in the ocean, having a grand old time. He's enjoying the wind and the fresh air until he notices the other waves in front of him crashing against the shore. My God, this is terrible, the wave says. Look what's going to happen to me. Then along comes another wave. It sees the first wave looking grim and it says to him, why do you look so sad? The first wave says, you don't understand, we're all going to crash. All of us waves are going to be nothing. Isn't it terrible? The second wave says, no, you don't understand. You're not a wave. You're part of the ocean. Part of the ocean, he says. Part of the ocean. My friends, begin the gentle process of coming back, of wiggling and breathing and stretching. Begin your transition from where you are back to a seat, back to where you can see us here on the screen. And as we join the right side of our body and the left side of our body, our hands coming together at our heart. Today, let's just let this be a reminder of connection, of how we creates wellness and I create illness. And may we go through this day exchanging those words, anytime we hear ourselves say I or me or mine, I just wonder what it would be like to substitute the word we just for one day, how that might change our perception. And it might just allow us to see that we are, in fact, part of the ocean. Thank you for being together today. Namaste.